Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tom and I'm a university student. I'm studying computing and IT. And yes, it's been a while. It's been about 2 months since I've uploaded. I've always had a very shady upload schedule, as if you're a subscriber, chances are you've noticed I upload very sporadically. It's not good, I understand. But some of you might even think, hey, is that 2 months off? Maybe he's been productive in those 2 months. No, I haven't. Anyway, less about that. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that I probably should have released again about a few weeks ago, but it's what I do just before I start a module, or as module simply just starts. Now, if you are beginning your module in October, your module page went live, I think it was the 3rd of September. So it's been alive for a few weeks now. It's been live for you to look at for a few weeks. Not everything is out yet, as I'll go through, but the vast majority of your work will be available for you to look through and simply begin your studying. So I'm going to go through what I do when I first go on a page or a module, and just, how I go about things, basically. Simply off the bat, just simply go on the module page and I look through your introductory week. It's typically the very first thing you see. It says it's a week-long study. Sometimes it has no actual study material in that week. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does, sorry. But just look through and you will find some things such as the module guide, which will simply talk through all the basics of the module. It will talk about your assessments. It will talk about how it is broken up into different sections, if your module is broken up into different sections. I've got one module this year that's broken into 3 parts, 3 completely different blocks. So it explains about that and how they link together, or, that. So, there is a study calendar. It'll be a PDF that you can download. As far as I know, it just simply says what week is what week. I don't really use a study calendar simply because I don't know. I download it. I always download it. I'll look at it when I first start the module, and then I simply never go in it again. But that doesn't mean it won't be useful for you guys. Someone out there might really like the idea of having a PDF document that has every week on it. I don't. I just log onto the Open University module page and I see what I was supposed to do that week if I'm not ahead. And I take it from there. You will also get links to your forums. Forums are very good for answering the simple questions that most people will have. If your module has software, you will typically have a software forum or an IT forum. Simply ask questions about the software. I'm doing an IT and computing degree, and I still have a separate forum for software stuff. It's just what happens. So typically, if you have a question about the module, and if you tried emailing your tutor and they've not responded, it's busy time. Typically, just go on the forum. 9 times out of 10, someone else has already asked that question and there's been another mod or other student that's answered them. Sometimes you can feel like a real idiot asking these questions, but honestly, chances are if you're thinking of that question, someone already has asked that question or is thinking of that question as well. So just check your forums first. If not, simply ask a question. There's typically quite a few mods out there who might not be teaching the module that you're on, but will know much about it and will be there to help. Obviously, just about the forums. Forums are very shady about TMA help. They'll only offer basic help, but obviously at the beginning of your module, you won't be looking towards the TMAs. But just bear that in mind, that TMA questions will be on there, but there'll be a lot of editing as modules take out certain things. I then typically look at additional downloads that I need to make, such as software and videos. You don't necessarily need to download all the videos, because chances are that during your module studies, if there is a video to watch, it will have it there ready if it's online documents. If it's in the books, it'll simply tell you to go to the module when appropriate to download it or to view it. But I like to download everything just on the off chance that I get around to viewing that video and I don't have internet for some random reason. I think it's better just to have it prepared. It's there, downloaded, ready to go whenever. like I say, most of the time I don't even use that downloaded video. I will just play it in my browser when it is appropriate, but it's nice to have it downloaded and ready to go. Software, it is good to get it downloaded as soon as possible. However, right now, chances are your software won't be available. Might be, might not be. I've got 2 modules this year that both got software. One, I think the software is available to download and set up, but the activities for the work isn't. And the other one, the software is not there, and the activities to go along with the software aren't there either. But obviously the module's not started yet. It is only the 26th of September when I'm recording this, and modules don't start until the 3rd of October. I really should know this. Yeah, 3rd of October. It was the 8th of September when it went live. Anyway, yeah. So your software might not be available, but maybe the activities are, or it might be vice versa. Software might be available for you to set up, and then the activities aren't. Just if the software is there, just get it downloaded, set up. Just make sure it works the best you can. Because if you do have any issues, you can then ask in the forums for help and get that sorted. If it's not there, don't worry. Like I say, most chances are it's just not available because it's not actually live yet. If it's past the 3rd of October and your software isn't there for you to download, or you're struggling to find it, again, just ask in the forum, or you can even email like IT support. They might be able to give you a direct link to the software. What I do next is I make notes of my assessment dates. Last year I had a big whiteboard that was up on the wall, and I wrote all the modules across the top, and I listed every single assessment in date order from ICMAs, TMAs, EMAs, anything. I just listed it all there, and then as I got them done, I simply rubbed them off. That's simply just because it keeps me on track outside of logging on. If I'm there a couple of days and I don't know what's coming up, or I get lost in just doing what that week tells me to do, I know there's something coming up because it's there on the whiteboard. I'm not doing it this year because I'm trying to be a bit more productive, and I'm trying to use additional software. I'm trying to use Notion for all my studying this year, so I've got all my assessments on there. Assessment dates, I've got my notes, stuff like that. If you want a video Notion, I will do. If not, then I won't. But yeah, I got all my assessments on there. I also put them in my calendar. I use Google Calendar. Any calendar will do, obviously. You don't have to use Google Calendar. Use whichever you're used to. I put them all on there, and I also have it just shows up on my iPad and stuff. So I throw it on there, and then I know what's coming up. Yeah, so just make a note of everything is what I typically do. Right, typically this next one is for something you have to do when the module starts, but just look through your tutorials that are coming up, and then just book on to the ones that you want. Sometimes tutorials can get booked up fast. Some do have a limit to how many people they can have on it. This is more common early on in the year. I feel like throughout the year, people just stop turning up to tutorials. I don't know whether it's just people get busy in life or people just figure they're alright with just books. I don't know. I'm very in and out of tutorials. The first year I'd watched a lot of tutorials. In the past 2 years I've kind of watched the ones I needed to watch, rather than just watching every single one that I could, if you get me. A lot of tutorials, especially later on in the year, will be recorded, but you can't just presume that every tutorial is going to be recorded. I don't know whether it's down to the tutors who prefer to record them or not, but I feel like there sometimes is a gap where a certain tutorial won't be filmed for whatever reason. So yeah, just you're better off just planning ahead, booking on, and don't forget that eventually there will be face-to-face ones. Obviously, no face-to-face ones just yet anytime soon, with what's going on in the world. But there will be eventually face-to-face tutorials that you can book onto if you prefer that. I've never attended a face-to-face tutorial. I presume they are good for those people that want to go there. I just really like the online ones. Adobe Connect has always worked well for me, so yeah. But yeah, just plan ahead, book onto the ones you want. Again, make a note of them, make a note of the dates, the times. Typically they're in the evening times or like Saturday mornings. They tend to be the most times. So if you work in the evenings, you can always catch a Saturday morning one, or vice versa. If you work days, you've got your evenings. Then I just plan ahead my study time. I tend to have a quick look through at how I look through the first couple of weeks of study materials, and I just have a run. I don't read anything. I just look through how much there is to read, and I just give myself a good idea of how much time I need, and just plan it out. I'm in a lucky position where I've pretty much got a lot of free time, so I can just study all day if I need to. Obviously, you guys, of the vast majority of Open University students, are working part-time or even full-time, have kids, have other responsibilities, so you are much better off planning ahead of time. Obviously, that's down to you. Some of you guys know you can crack it out in the mornings or just do it the weekends, whichever, but just plan ahead, plan your study time, and just try and stick to it. I imagine it's best off to just stick to the same days, the same times, and then not only do you get in a routine, but obviously everyone around you also gets in a routine, and knows that time is your study time. But yeah, plan your study time. Some modules have a lot more reading to do than others. There's some, I've literally done 2 like year 2 modules last year. One did barely any reading and then had lots of practicals, but then the other was vice versa. And yeah, so some might have a lot of reading, some might not. Some might have practicals, like I say, so you have to be sat at the computer. So plan that as well, especially if it's a shared computer at home. Yeah. And then additionally, I will look for additional resources. Sometimes they tell you what the additional resources are. I've got one module this year that has a virtual bookshelf, which links to various books that might help me. They're all completely optional. But yeah, there's a list of books there that might be helpful for my studies. A good thing, especially if you are doing, well, I suppose it's more towards like the computing and IT people. But there's a company called O'Reilly, I think I'm pronouncing that right, and they're really well known for their books. They do a lot of good books on pretty much any like programming language, just anything. Think of something computer related, and chances are O'Reilly have done a book on it. Now, through Open University, you can actually access all their books online for free, which is really, really good, obviously. They do have a subscription membership otherwise, but I think it's like £400 for the year, or like £50 a month. And you can buy the printed books, especially through Amazon, and they're often between £20 to £35. They are really good books. They're the people that do the Headfirst series. If you've tried to learn Java, you might have come across Headfirst Java. That's recommended a lot. They do that sort of books. You can access them all online for free. The only downside is you have to go through Open University, go through the library, go through O'Reilly that way. They do have an app, but I can't see a way of logging in to the O'Reilly app through Open University. They're just trying to make me pay the subscription fee. So, but yeah, you can go on and you can pick whichever books you want and just read online. So it is there available. It's a really good resource for anyone on any sort of computing course. Obviously, there is additional resources for everyone else, as well as other stuff for IT. Just go through the library section and pick what subject you are covering, and it will give you a long list of what resources they have available for you. Yeah, that's also very handy. And sometimes you can just plan ahead, especially in these early stages where the module hasn't started yet. It is often good that you can sit down and start reading through these additional resources if you need to. Now, I think that's pretty much everything that I do, typically. So a very, very quick TLDR. Look through your module page and look through the module guide. Plan your study times. Make notes of assessment dates or any other important dates. If you have like a day school or whatever, make sure you plan those times, those dates. When the module kicks off, look at booking your tutorials and plan them out so that you can plan your rest of your life around them, basically. And then just look through additional resources such as the library. Your module might link you to specific additional resources for you to study, or read or watch or whatever. And also like download anything that needs downloading ahead of time, and then you're not crunching time, because the last thing you want to do is sit down for an hour and a half studying and spend 20 minutes waiting for a download to happen. So yeah, just plan ahead, get everything downloaded, get your software up and running. Any issues, check out your forum, ask a question. Don't feel silly for asking what you think is a basic question. Chances are someone else is also thinking that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Sorry if the ring light in my glasses is annoying you. I'm kind of just seeing it now on my monitor. It's yeah, but if I take my glasses off, I'm kind of blind. So I mean, I can just about read my monitors, but I prefer to be able to read in 4K, if you get me. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want more. Thank you for everyone who's recently subscribed and seen my beginner guide to Open University. That's got quite a lot of views for me, so thank you so much for watching. I'm glad that's helpful. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comments section or DM me on whatever social media you want. It's all linked in the description. And I'll ask you there when I can. So yeah, thanks in advance, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully, which won't be, hopefully, touch wood, won't be in 2 months' time. We can all dream. Anyway, in a bit. Welcome back to my channel. What do you want?